The more leads you have, the more money you make. The more audience you have, the more leads you have. And there goes the tail, you know. You can go down on it and it will just take you to progress, money, and growth. Hey guys, what's up? Elias here with the YesDuet team from the Costa Rican jungle, and in this video we have completed the whole audience growth formula. If you got to this video and you actually took action during the whole process, you know, you actually decided what the content was going to be, you wrote your scripts, you created your audience, and you decided what the budget was going to be, you are now in the right spot, because I wrote down a little list about the do's and don'ts of this formula, because as it is a formula, if you do go ahead and change some of the ingredients, you may come up with a different end result, right? And actually that may not be so bad. If you do, make sure that you also share what the results have been and post it back in this thread, in this video, or just share it to your audience so that I can see it myself as well. Now, one of the greatest lessons for sure that I will grab for myself out of this experience is the fact that I can definitely make this a challenge. I can definitely put this together to be a lot more specific for people that is not so used to an online business, is not so used to how we can make things work and make money out of our laptops. So, to the most important part of this video, the do's and don'ts of the audience growth formula. The first do is do this for a short period of time. You don't want to do this for over 2 weeks. And what is the reason? Well, you don't want to get to the point where people are not curious anymore. And that is about a 2-week time span that you got over there. For about 2 weeks, people are going to be like, you know, if I didn't have time to watch this ad in the morning, I may watch it in the afternoon or when I get home in the night. But if you do this for over 2 weeks, people are going to go from that to, you know what, dude, I don't want to see you anymore, and they're going to report the ad. You don't want to get to that point. The second do of this formula is do it whenever you have a special set of 4 content pieces for you to work with. If you are, for example, going to talk about, I don't know, let's say music, right? If you're going to talk about music, keep your 4 videos based on the same rhythm. You don't want to be changing, because then you're not going to be targeting the people that have the same interest, you know, that are going to match with what you're saying. So you want to keep it together. You want to keep your first video linked to your second video, linked to your third video, and of course to the last one. So that's another do of this list. The third do, before we get to the don'ts, is that you do want to rebudget your ad before it completes. This is something I had to really learn on the wrong way, and it's the following. So I put out an ad that was running amazingly well, but I noticed that it was running amazingly well until it completed, you know, until it got to the finish date. So whenever I wanted to restart it, I basically had to duplicate it and make another ad. When I did that, for some reason my ad account got rejected. That didn't have to do with it so directly. Another ads probably had to do with the blocking. You know, I was running some other ads with, I'll just say it here so that you don't run into the same mistakes. You have to be very careful about what you put as an ad. You cannot run ads, of course, with pornography or any of that. But what I was running was with technology news that was related to weed. So, of course, you cannot also talk about that in here, because this is a platform that doesn't like that type of stuff. So I wasn't promoting it. I was just making a freaking news. You know, I was just telling my audience about something that was happening related to the technology industry that was also involved with the weed industry. So it wasn't directly related to it, but I had to do with it at the same time. So it's kind of my fault. But When I retarget this other ad that was running amazingly well, I got my account blocked for some reason. So you want to retarget your ad before it gets to the deadline, before it completes. If you do so, you'll be able to get it going again, and you won't have to get to the checking process because they already did it and it's already running. They just have to rebudget it. If it's over 8% of the rate result, because that is an amazing rate result that you can get out of an ad. If you get over 5, you can even get a beer or something because it's running amazing. And if you get 8, which is what I was getting, oh my gosh, you definitely want to get that ad running for at least the rest of the budget, the rest of the whole budget. Honestly, whenever you get to that, you want to put the money in. Now let's get to the don'ts. Let's get to the part that you don't want to miss, so that you don't run into these mistakes when doing this formula. The first one is, don't do this when you are first starting out. If you don't have any kind of content, if you don't have like not even one video, not even one picture, not even one thread that people can check out, you may not want to do this at all. You may want to do this until you have at least 10 videos, at least 5 pictures, something, at least you've given your audience some value. Also, you don't want to do this with the same audience way too much. You want to do this with different audiences, because again, if the same people is watching you over and over and over, they will soon get tired of it and they will report it as an ad that they don't want to see, and you don't want this. You don't want to get that type of report on Facebook out of your ad. You want Facebook to love your freaking ads. So the last mistake that you don't want to run into is that you don't want to leave the formula alone. You don't want to leave the formula to work by itself alone, because it's not going to work. It's not going to do magic by itself. You want to put this together with some other organic content. So this is it. I'm going to put it right here so you can also see it. These are the do's and don'ts of the formula. If you are taking this into account, you can definitely be sure that you will hit over 100% growth within the people that is watching your videos, your pictures, your content right now. And that is good, because like I said in the previous videos, the more leads you have, the more money you make. The more audience you have, the more leads you have. And there goes the tail, You can go down on it and it will just take you to progress, money, and growth. Knowledge, like I was just telling you about my greatest lesson that I can grab out of this. I was just doing it for fun. I was just doing it as a test. And now I can actually make a challenge out of this and profit some nice money with it. So that being said, guys, like always, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are not following me yet, make sure to go and hit follow, subscribe, like, leave a comment, leave your heart, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.